Well, hello guys, sorry for not posting for a very long time. Probably terrible at introductions, but today we're going to be doing a new what if, called What If Naruto was in the Seven Ninja Sword. I'm at Seven Ninja Swords, and I don't got corona though. I don't got corona. I don't have coronavirus. I'm at COVID-19. Okay, chill out with all those assumptions. Okay, I don't got that stuff. Just a bit of. There's a. Yeah, so let's get to this what if. We start this what if as a blonde-haired boy with whisker marks. No, we start this what if as a village. As full as 7 ninjas stand in front of a boy with brown hair, leaning down in respect, as the brown-haired boy with the sort of scar stitched on his face. One of his eyes, I don't know if it's right or left, on his right eye, as he's as a staff that has a curve at the end of the hook, as he then says to the 7 men kneeling in front of him, "Go get me him." As they all nod, as they vanish, as we skip to the perspective of a little boy who's a blonde-haired, blue eyes, whiskered marked boy on his face, on his 2 cheeks, running away from an angry mob who carries all sharp tools, knives, swords, and a few Konoha shinobi chunin ninjas, and also some genin running after him as he runs as fast as he can, as he keeps running and running and running until he stops at an alleyway as he goes. Meanwhile, we skip to the perspective of the 7 ninjas that are from the mist that are jumping towards Konoha. Okay, the mission. Okay, so we're almost near. Everyone, this is the mission we already know. Capture, don't kill anyone, but if they see you, kill them. And leave and bring their heads if they're powerful shinobi for a bounty. A man with sharp teeth says, and bandages over his mouth, as all of them say Kai. As all of them say, "Oi." Yes. As one says, "Yes, sir." As the man carrying the ginormous sword comes. Okay, soon we're gonna be capturing the 9 tails. Doing fox jerky. As we skip back to the young boy, the man, another man says, "Zabuza." So what are we gonna be? So I guess we're gonna be capturing the 9 says Jinchuriki Naruto Uzumaki. Isn't that right? Yes. The man Zabuza says, as he says, "Yes, Sharkface." As the man growls, Sharkface, "It's Kisame Hoshigaki. Get that correct," the man says in a shouting tone. As then he's like, "Haha, nice try." As a man shorter than them says, "You guys should stop it." "Shut up," they both say. As we all know, this is Sugetsu's brother, but I forgot his name. As they keep hopping, as they then land, this broad night, dark as heck, you can't see in this darkness. As then they all nod at each other as they dash towards the sort of entrance, as they continue dashing disappearing and reappearing on rooftops. Meanwhile, the boy we know as Naruto Uzumaki walks around as he is hiding from the mob because this is his birthday. Saturday, October 10th. Blah blah blah. What a year it is. I don't know what a year it would be back in the show. As she's walking around, as she's hiding in an alleyway. Meanwhile, there's a man carrying a ginormous sword who's on a building looking down at him. As then out of nowhere, the man appears with a black cloak around him, going all the way to his shin, bandaged up, and wearing black shinobi sandals with the sword. As then he's about to come down to slice, but the man grabs the sword and slices it off. The body drops to the ground as multiple of these come as they start attacking, as he's killing all of them, pretty much. As he says, the man Zabuza says, "Damn, these Kunohashi Ambu are very annoying." As he jumps down. Yeah, by the way, I'm gonna say Yagura. I'm gonna say for Yagura, he's probably gonna be killed earlier, and this is Naruto is actually 13, almost about to attend the tuning exams, but May, I think May, she has already killed Yagura by this point, and it's about the time where Tsunade has become Hokage. So I'm sorry to confuse you guys with that, but Naruto will probably be a Genin, and he'll probably be more hated in the village, but not all his friends will hate him. As Zabuza will probably be still alive, I'm gonna make him not be dead. Like, my guy, he gotta be. Zabuza had already met Naruto, but he was taken back to the Hidden Mist by Ayo, and May granted him the title of Jonin and all that stuff, as he wanted to bring back Naruto, since he sort of knew of half of the suffering he felt. Well, let's get back to the what if. As this boy keeps walking, as we see the smash of a lady with a big chest, a lady with a green robe and a red circle with black letters with the black kanji for gamble, as she has blonde hair sort of fading blonde hair and hazy blue eyes, as she slams her desk and says, "What do you mean Shinobi attacked? We don't know, but Ambu are dead." As a Shinobi speaks up, as then a council elder comes in and says, "They're probably after the Nine Tails. Since our village was weakened, they probably passed through it. So we should find Naruto, and we should put him in where we should put him in. Like, we are losing Ambu quickly, and these Shinobi are unknown, they're rogue. I think they're trying to rip out the Nine Tails to do something with them. These rogue Shinobi are trying so bad. It's been at least a month now since they've been killing all the Ambus. I should come and take them to Naruto, put him in my root Ambu, and make him a powerful Shinobi," a bandaged man said, with a broken arm, looking like he worn out, coming from battle. With war scars, as he says, "No, Danzo, I'm not gonna put a child in. No, Danzo. Plus, I'm not gonna put him under a dude who was literally weak enough to literally get so beaten up like that by just the Genin." As some of the clan heads start chuckling and almost bursting into laughter at the jokes Tsunade just made, as Danzo growls, "Look, I was outnumbered by Jonin, and he was very lucky. And plus, he was very lucky. A lucky newly found Genin who just came out of nowhere, no scratches, and he also dealt damage to you. Yeah, you." As the blonde hazel-eyed lady said, as As Shizune says, Tsunade, you should calm down. As a black-haired lady with a black kimono says, no, wouldn't. I wouldn't. He need. I wouldn't. And plus, this Genin happens to be a literal child who's not even a Genin. Like, he just used a simple fire jutsu, cut off your arm with the freaking farming scythe, and then literally came up and cut off your eye with that. As long as it growls even more. As she then says, well, I don't know what to do. Meanwhile, we skip to the perspective of Naruto Uzumaki. As he's walking around as a man pops up. As he then says, finally I found you. I've been searching all day. As the boy stops as he sees the dead Ambu right beside the man. As Naruto stops seeing his headband and the dead Ambu. As he sees the knocked out Ambus on the ground. He doesn't see any person dead. As he looks at the figure, it says, the shadow, a figure in the shadows, and says, who are you? As the man steps out of the shadows. As he then says, long time no see, eh, Naruto? As Naruto's eyes widen, Zabuza? What are you doing here? I thought you went back to the mist. No, yes I did. But when I went back, I told them, yeah, well, yes I did, and I was involved, and I was told about the Civil War ended. Well, I'm happy for you and Haku. As another person came out with masked, wearing the old uniform for the new standard uniform for the Miss Hambu Hunter Nin. As she pulls off her mask, as she then says, well, hey there, Naruto. As Naruto says, wait, but why are you guys here? As he says, well, we're here to take you back to our village. Why? Because Zabuza was able to get Mizukage to approve that we could take you back to our village. Naruto says, but I got friends here. Really, friends? Naruto, first of all, even though I'm trying to help you with this, if you say you got friends here now, good, but I can't disobey the order of a Mizukage. Even though I'm one of the 7 ninja swordsmen, we're obligated to only serve the Mizukage only. I'm sorry, Naruto, I'm gonna have to take you back the hard way. Take you back to my village the hard way. As Naruto says, I guess so. As he pulls out a kunai, as he puts his hand in a cross formation, saying, as she says, Katsum, Bonshin, Kagejutsu, or I meant Shadow Clone Jutsu. yeah, I watch too much anime. I watch Bonshin no Jutsu. Yeah, I watch too much anime. Kage Bonshin no Jutsu. As I probably butchered that, as he says Shadow Clone Jutsu, as tons of himself poof, as he says, well, I can't allow you to take me there. Secondly, I got a lot of friends here. As Abusa says, well, let's make a deal. If I was able to knock you out, you have to become my apprentice like Aku. Since Aku doesn't want a sword and he already got the needle sword, you could get the executioner's blade. I've always wanted a cool sword, cool, but I will still defeat you. As he goes into a fighting stance, as they rush at him, you hear poof. As then Naruto shouts, Rasengan! As he heads towards Zabuza's sword, as Zabuza places his sword on the floor in front of him to protect him from Naruto's attack, as this impacts, almost shattering the sword, since the sword now has big defense that Zabuza learned to put chakra into it, as it barely even makes any contact, as the jutsu instantly gets cancelled, as then Zabuza grabs onto Naruto as he knocks him out quickly, as he then starts panting, knowing that he had a block of furious attack like that could actually make a ninja very tiring. As he grabs Naruto and puts him on his back, as he looks at Haku and says, We got the target. We gotta leave. As they both start running, as then 5 other figures appear. As they say, "You got him." As they nod, both nod. As all 5 figures nod, as they disappear. As they disappear and reappear in front of the gate as they start running. As Ambu appears and he says, Lady Hokage, Naruto Uzumaki has been taken away. Okay. If you hear poof sounds in the background, please just know that a few people are trying to prank me. Just joking, excuse me, I didn't mean to fart. Bro, what is that sound? No, it's not me, I didn't really fart. Like, what is that sound? Okay, let's get into this what if. It's like someone's farting in my house. Oh, no, it's not my mom. There's probably someone in my house. Well, let's go back to the video. As Naruto wakes up, he wakes up in a sort of weird place as he sees himself on a bed, comfortable, in a hospital. As he then looks over, is looking at the time. As he continues looking, as he doesn't know where he is, as he looks at a clock, as he's like, huh? 10 o'clock? I must have slept in. I pretty much had a weird dream that I met with Zabuza, and plus, why am I in the hospital? As Naruto is thinking, and Naruto says, oh no, maybe it's because of my training trip. My training, I must have passed out due to all my training. I'm probably staying in the hospital for a long time. Well, I'm back. As he jumps off the bed, as he runs outside, as he then notices, as he runs outside, as he then looks around and saying, wait, where am I? As the nurses come outside, as Naruto says, oh god, they're good looking. Right. But where am I? As he looks around, as he continues looking, as the nurses try catching him, but Naruto jumps and grabs his clothes, which apparently were ripped apart by Haku. So he just grabs randomly clothes. Zabuza was gonna gift him, but he had to leave to go and deal with some matters. As he wears all the black clothes he gave to Naruto, as Naruto sees a note, as he then says, who's this note from? Hey Naruto, if you're confused about the sightings, it's me, Zabuza. I see you probably clothes must have fit on you. But if you're confused, just know I brought you back to the Hidden Mist Village. Don't worry, you'll be far away from Konoha. As Naruto says, far away from Konoha, as he looks outside, as pretty much everyone is chasing him. In a flashback. As Naruto puts on the black mask, as he continues running, dashing past everyone, as he sees the headband and he's confused, as the note then says, if you want, put it on. If you put on your Konoha headband, you're gonna be in trouble. As he sees a new version of Konoha headband, and he technically unseals the one he keeps in his pouch. That was surprisingly still there, filled with all its kunai, as he puts it on. As soon as he puts it on while he's hopping through trees, all the mist Ambu drop down from the buildings as they are chasing after poor Naruto, who just doesn't know where he is, as he then sees all the headbands. As he sees they're from the mist, as he looks at the note, if you put the Kunaha headband, you will be caught, interrogated on information on the leaf, and you will be killed on the spot. As Naruto, as soon as he's about to step out, finishes his thoughts as he puts on the mist headband. Okay, it might be sounding confusing, but technically Naruto is just coming to the mist as the Mizukage has already authorized him to become a full-fledged Chunin. Not just joking. Like, probably after that, well, Zabuza told her about Naruto, he was planning, as probably she had some Shinami spies saying that he was powerful enough to defeat Shikaku and other stuff, making her actually put this man as a Chunin. So yeah, it's confusing. Okay, chill. So Zabuza is saying that he should put on the Kiri head, the Kiri headband. Hakumo Kiri, as he then decides not about to, as he already now sees that he's in the mist, and now the nine tails in his head says, "Kid, you better put on a headband, or you're gonna get killed." As what Naruto's wearing right now is a black ambu pants, with black shinobi sandals and ambu sweatpants. As he has black shinobi sandals with white bandages, ninja bandages on his ankles. As then after he just wore that because then after he has somewhat like a bit of a guard, like you know what Jiraiya has, like that weird thing on his arm that he was in war while he was back in his battle armor. Yeah, he had that on one of his arms. As then after he then had on black mask, something like a black jacket with the Uzumaki symbol, and inside what he was wearing could have been shocking. Black, not okay. Almost everything is black. And then after he saw a sword, as he was surprised as he picks up the sword, as another note is attached to it. If you want to know what's everything, come to this training ground and I will explain and also teach you some techniques, since you are my successor to the executioner's blade. As Naruto, knowing since Zabuza had already explained it, puts on the Kiri headband and walks outside. As he starts jumping from rooftops to rooftop, knowing that he's jumping on towers apparently, as the note then says, go to this exact store. As he goes there, as Naruto lands, he looks around as he goes inside the store and tells the man what he specifically needs. As the man nods and gives him all the billion kunais he needs and trillion shurikens that he's in the scrolls. As Naruto puts that in his ginormous pouch, as he then jumps off again, as he then jumps off and appears. Okay, this is technically what I meant. Let me explain, okay? There were scrolls and everything there. So Naruto, there were scrolls and everything there. So Naruto's like the first scroll he saw, like everything. There were papers, scrolls, notes. Zabuza giving him instruction on a scroll, body flicker, saying body flicker, how to body flicker with how to do body flickers, nature ones, or how to do natural animal is confusing. Okay, you get it. As Naruto gives the man some scrolls that Zabuza left for him in the hospital and weird apartment. As one of the scrolls did say body flicker, as he decided to learn the jutsu on the way and started using it a lot. Since it required you releasing chakra and then pinpointing your location you want, you can appear there instantly. But Naruto decided to think of somewhere like a ramen shop. He was thinking of Ichiraku Ramen, but he realized he can teleport there since he needed something like the flying Raijin to do that. But Naruto just appeared next to Zabuza. As he appears beside Zabuza, as Zabuza, who's sitting on a tree branch, thinking that Naruto will take long, reading a book, as Naruto says, "Oi!" As Zabuza realizes that someone was behind him, as he shuts his itchy book, as then he puts it back in his pouch and says, "Sorry, I didn't know you were there, kid." As Naruto's sweat drops, as in his head he's like, "Oh my god, hardly? What? Is there any Jonin in the world that's not..." Okay, well, who's farting here? It's not me. Is there one Jonin who's literally not able to fart, able to read itchy books? Then out of nowhere, a red-haired lady with someone black hazel eyes or blue, I don't know, wearing a blue dress and shinobi sandals, and Naruto could tell by her Kage's hat that she's a Kage, as she looks at her, confused, as she says, "Well, I guess you're the kid Zabuza was talking about." Naruto nods at this claim, as she then says, "Okay, well, since Zabuza has been talking about you and saying he wants to give the executioner's blade to you, and since he's already planning to retire being a swordsman, you might become the newest member, but even though when you retire as a swordsman, this either means you have died in battle or something else, but if you want to get Zabuza's sword, you have to fight him. And by the way, my name is Me Tairumi. I'm the Mizukage, the first female Mizukage, and the second female to ever become a Kage other than Tsunade, who's the first one." As Naruto sweat drops, since you're shooting now, you can probably accept the sword, and we'll have to train to become a Jonin to literally legitimize your title. Naruto oddly nods at this reluctantly, as Zabuza says, "Well, get ready, kid. You're gonna fight me, and I'm known as the Demon of the Mist." Naruto gets up and says, "I've already fought you once, and all that jutsu you told me to do, it pretty helped. Well, thank you." As oddly enough, Naruto was able to master those jutsu. How? There's something called Shadow Clone Jutsu. As my guy Naruto was practicing all those jutsu, legitimizing mastery, even though it take years for him to take a few hours to master things. Showing when he mastered the Shadow Clone Jutsu, that literally took him months and probably years to master, without even breaking one sweat. So, pretty much, it's pretty oddly enough. As Naruto gets up, as he jumps down, as Zabuza does, as then he starts realizing one thing. He starts seeing how, when he saw legitimately how Zabuza was powerful, Naruto sort of snapped in his head and thought that he needs to get legitimate more serious. That he needs to stop fearing for his own life. And he needs to start acting more like a Jonin than a Chunin. you get what I you get what I meant. You get it. You get it. Yeah, you get it. As Naruto says while putting his hands out, about to pull out some kunais, as then Zabuza pulls out his executioner's blade, as Naruto pulls out the sword Zabuza gave him. As he already is pretty interested in Kenjutsu, has been practicing with swords for his whole life. So, yeah, Naruto has been fascinated with swords, and when he saw that day when Zabuza used the sword, he wanted to get with a sword, but no one would give him a sword. Not even Tsunade, thinking that swords were dangerous for Naruto, and in his goofy nature, he could end up cutting off his own head. So she didn't allow it. And now the Jiraiya. As Naruto finally pulls out his katana, as he vanishes with Zabuza, as he realized also one thing, he needed to training for, since he met Zabuza, and probably becoming on par with this man. Okay, how? I can't explain that. I'm just saying Naruto got a bit more serious and took his ninja life even more serious than anyone would. As he decided to be less cocky and shy and hide his true potential and power. And when Zabuza gave him those B rank jutsu to almost A rank, now S rank, he sort of could master it, since he made a weird thing of mastering jutsu and mastering sealing techniques to be able to make it seem like he's been training for hours and years, making a master of jutsu. It's a time seal that he hasn't even told Jiraiya yet. That's how, okay, Naruto has become a seal master. Yes. Yeah, you understand when the story continues. As Naruto vanishes, has his katana and executioner blade clash, as they continuously keep clashing and clashing over and over again. As then one clash, a spark is in the air, as it's just Kenjutsu. No melee, just Kenjutsu. You have to kill the person with Kenjutsu. So your Kenjutsu skills. Power was already shown while the Anbu were spying on Naruto in his little mini timetable, making it into the hospital. As he kept clashing and clashing, as then he clashes, as Zabuza feels the brunt of Naruto's clash, makes him pulls back. Zabuza tries swinging again, as he feels more clashes and clashes from behind him. As Zabuza is surprised, looking behind him, seeing Naruto there, looking in front of him again, seeing a poof. As then Naruto clashes and puts his katana at Zabuza's neck after 1 hour of clash and sword melee. As Zabuza's confused, and also knows that Naruto has won, as he puts his sword down and says, well, Mizukage, is that enough? I can tell if that's enough. Okay, that is enough, as she nods. As then 6 other members comes out. As Kisame comes out of nowhere. As he says, well, kid, I guess we found a new member of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen. Even though you're the weakest out of all of us, I can tell you're powerful. Looking at Naruto, as Naruto looks at the man, seeing the sword that the man holds. I mean, this is not Kizumi, this is Kizaru. The name's Kizaru Hoshigaki. Kizaru Hoshigaki. As he says, well, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. Wait a second, you have the same sword that No, from somewhere. Yeah, I know. You look exactly like Kisame Hoshigaki, the same dude who attacked me when I was in a hotel. As everyone's sweat drops. Kisame Hoshigaki? Yeah, he attacked me and my friend Sasuke. I was able to hold my ground, but he was absorbing my chakra. And the other S-rank shinobi, Itachi Uchiha. Then after, we were able to hold him off for a little while until this man tried to kill us. As everyone is surprised and shocked. You held your own against an S-class shinobi, an S-rank missing nin? Yeah, what? As in their heads except for Haku's and Zabuza's. Who the flip is this kid? Please. What did the Mizukage is about to train and becoming the war machine? As all of them get out of their shock, well, since you're in the 7th Great Ninja Swordsman, you will become a icon, and you'll have to be able to pick up that which you can. As Naruto lifts the executioner's blade with just one hand. This is light as heck. Thought this was gonna be 10 pounds. As everyone's jaw drops even high more. Not only did Naruto withstand an attack from Kisame Hoshigaki, he was able to pull up a sword that was stuck firmly in the ground. Not even a Chunin, or the strongest Chunin, will have trouble even trying to rip off the ground. As Naruto puts it on his back, and he takes the holder for the executioner's blade. As Zabuza gets up and says, well, I can retire and probably hold on to my katana, poofing a katana out of his pouch as he puts it on his back, saying, oh, the same katana my papa gave me, as he walks off. As then after, he then looks around as he says, oh, I'm far away, as he pulls out a orange book as he keeps walking. As they then nod and they nod, as May says, well, we're gonna have to keep this down low. Reasons are, first of all, Konoha will be coming after you, Naruto, for your immense power. Secondly, because you're really deadly and powerful, this could actually lead to a war. This also leads to me ending this video. Bye. See you later. And have a nice day to you all.